is.
Okay.
And she has a very unusual look and quality, which I think might be nice to revisit. And I love her earring. I think it's beautiful. This woman, too, very nice and very attractive, like, you know, stunningly photogenic. And I feel that something's happened in the printing. I don't know what. I can't figure it out. Bobby and I were talking, maybe is it sharpening, is it retouching? If you have someone this attractive, you know, I would try all different angles and views and different things with her because she is so stunningly photographic. And then again, really watching your styling and see what she has on, and you know, maybe ask her to bring not just one high-key suit, but you know, maybe some different high-key options or whatever you're trying to explore that day. I agreed with this, and I just wanted a little more, I felt like I wanted it off the background, and I couldn't tell if it was ceramic or metal, and I know that it says that it's metal, so I might like a little more sense of metal, and I think that might be in the lighting, and I'm not sure, I'd have to see the object, but I feel like there may be like you could have brought in a highlight or something to just give it a little more light, because it's a very beautiful thing, and I like the idea of the sword. I think it's, you know, it's nicely executed. Don't be afraid to, like, you know, stick tacky wax or mortician's wax or, you know, whatever you could find underneath there to pick it up. Or maybe it needs a little glow coming through it. There's like 1,000 different ways you can approach it. I appreciate the attempt. I like this, but maybe it's a vertical, and maybe we'd like to see more of her feet. I think that this is another great casting, great kid, and one thing that you know, when you first start out shooting people in fashion, in children's fashion, they're always moving, so don't be afraid to move too. Like, get a fan on, have them jump, you know, have them like act like kids, you know, and or just to take a step, and that's a good thing, like just to get them like loosened up, and you get loosened up, and have something happen in there, because I think we could get a little more expression, and I think she'd be fun to reshoot again. So overall, great beginning. I think you're going to do fine, and I think as you go through this industry, you're going to explore and experiment a lot more, so congratulations.
Hi, Alan.
Hello.
Congratulations. A lot of work. Appreciate it. Appreciate all the effort and energy that you've put into doing all this. I appreciate your sense of color and your sense of graphic design. And I think what you need to do now is learn to simplify a little bit. On all your glass, you've got like 16 bottles there, and you've got 2 glasses in a bottle there, and you've got 18 bottles there, and you've got a bunch of them here. I want you to simplify. Let's get a little more elegant in working with your graphic design. I really like the orange and blue bottles, the complementary colors, and it is kind of like, you know, you're kind of knocking people over the head a little bit, but I still like that, and I really like the quality of the metal on the fork. I think that that's beautiful, but I do agree with everything else that David said about that. I'm going to push you a little bit because you put all this energy and this effort out, and you're going commercially, which means, you know what commercial means? Perfect. It means there's no reason, there's no excuse if it's not perfect. What I'm curious about is that in some of these images where you put a lot of time and energy in, and then when you get the chromes back and saw that you lost the focus on it, did you go back and redo it?
Some of it, yeah. That was actually my 3rd sushi burger that I had done.
You know, it's like I think that you need to really make sure that if you're going to show this work, it's got to be the best.
Yeah.
And only show the best. You know, I know that for right now, this is your requirements to put all this out, but when you're putting your portfolio out to go show people, to go get some work, make sure that you're only putting in the stuff that you really consider to be the best. David mentioned this a little bit earlier, and it's really true. You're only as good as your weakest picture. You know, when you go to show your work, they're going to remember the weakest picture. If you show 10 fantastic pictures and 10 kind of sort of okay pictures, they're going to say, well, you know, that guy was okay. But if you show 10 fantastic pictures, they go, wow, that guy was great. I can't wait to see what he's going to bring me next. So, but I want you personally to get that level up, that perfection notch, that, you know, this is the way that it's got to be. It's got to be as good as it possibly can. Having said that, I got a couple other pictures here I want to talk about. You know who Kevin Smith is?
Yes.
Okay, this is Kevin Smith selling toys. It cracked me up, cracked me up. I think you could have done something really fun with him, since he is kind of like this really serious character. He should have been holding some ridiculous toy and with this really serious expression. You could have taken it another step, I think, on that. The family portrait, what I think you did here, I think your lens is too wide. Do you remember what focal length you shot with?
It was, I think I had the 55-110 zoom, so it was somewhere between 55 and 110.
It's probably not 110.
No.
You know, because I'm seeing so much of the background, and I like the piano on all the pictures there, but if you were further away and compressed them more, and then the piano and the pictures in the background would have been larger and way out of focus, I think you'd have a little more impact. Obviously, the piano is important to these people. You know, it's part of what's going on. And the styling, you know, you got 4 different colors.
Yeah, I told them to either all be in the same color or be in different colors so that nobody stood out more than the rest.
Yeah, you know, you got to push a little bit more. I mean, I go to people's houses and go through their closets.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be careful of that. And the dad is really high. And I think also your light might be too far away. You know, it's like sometimes people say, well, did you use an umbrella or a softbox? Well, there's a difference between those, but also if you have an umbrella and you get it further away, then it becomes more of a pinpoint light source.
Yeah.
So it looks like the light is a little harder to me. I think it probably could have been pulled in and you'd get a nicer quality over. I agree with this about, I want to see her little petticoats. I'd make that a vertical because she's so sweet. Careful of the punching in the face kind of stuff. You know, watch your posing. I think this is very funny. He's wearing a New York Times t-shirt. You know, he doesn't look like the kind of guy to wear read the New York Times. What I wanted to say was, even though you're strong in your graphic sense, what I really like your pictures here are the subtle ones, are this one and this one. I think that you've got a quality there where when you calm down a little bit, that you're really pulling something out. I really like this picture, even though this is styling, you know, I agree with Pauline, it could be longer, but I like the feeling, I like the lighting on that, I like the attitude and the mood. I think that works very well. This is certainly not subtle at all. It's very tacky, and I think that you know how to do something that would be really funny. I think that you could do that. But I also really like the subtlety of this picture. This is a very evocative picture. I would take the tree out and leave it just the way it is.
Okay.
Just get rid of that tree. There's something very, it's moody, it's intriguing, there's a story in her. And I think that you can have that ability to pull that out, not just in people, but in the product. It's that essence thing, you know, really find what that essence is, which is why I want you to not shoot so many things, you know, in the picture. Is the picture about 16 bottles, or is it about the shape of one of them? You know, you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm pushing you a little bit more because I think that you can do it. You've done a tremendous amount of work. This is very impressive what you've done. You're going to do well. Where are you going?
Back to Ohio.
Where in Ohio?
Toledo.
Okay, so you've got a city. There's going to be plenty of commercial work there. You know, you'll be able to do fine, but I want you to push. I want you to look for that perfection and that essence, and I think you're going to be a much stronger photographer in the long run. You know, you're off to a great start.
Thank you.
Congratulations.